Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Last episode, we escaped from Tifa and Barrett's execution, and we commandeered Shinra's airship, the Highwind, and that will be one of our two vessels pretty much predominantly for the rest of the game. Now, one of the first things I want to do, now that I have the Highwind, there's a whole lot of stuff that you can do. Really what we want to do is we want to begin the search for Cloud. But before I do that, there's two places I want to visit. And the first place is Goblin Island. Goblin Island, we're going to steal an item from someone, and we're going to acquire a new enemy skill. So I just need to make some changes to my materia, and I'll be back as soon as I've done that. Okay, now that I've made those materia changes, let me just show you what they are. So the first one is Tifa has my manipulate materia, and I took steel off of her because if she manipulates an enemy, she won't be able to use steel. No change to Yuffie, who just has Cloud set up, and Sid. I gave Sid the steel materia. I took his cover and his counter attack materia off, because you can see that they're higher leveled, so they're much more likely to work, and I don't want to kill an enemy that I'm trying to steal from. So, now that we've done that, all we have to do is run around in this forest to encounter a goblin. Okay, there we go. We got two goblins. We want to steal from one, and we want to manipulate the other one, because they can use an enemy skill on us, which has a 0 MP cost. So, one thing you can do to help your cause is you can use level 4 Suicide, because they are, I believe, level 40. So, and you see there that the one goblin used Goblin Punch on Sid. That's the enemy skill that we want to learn. Okay. And it was used on Yuffie, so now all we have to do is manipulate it, so one of them can use it on Tifa. Okay, and we'll try to steal while manipulate's not working. Couldn't steal anything. Okay. So we'll try manipulating again. Oh, in fact, I don't even have to. So he used Goblin Punch on Tifa. So everyone has Goblin Punch, just to show you what it is. Use your own enemy skill back at you. Does a decent amount of damage. But that's pretty good damage for no AP cost, or no MP cost. So now I just want to steal an item with Sid. And see if I didn't have Sid's cover counter. Aha, I got it. If I didn't have Sid's counter and cover materia off, basically he would have killed the goblin right there. So he'll put Yuffie to sleep, and we'll hit him with Tifa, and that'll be that. So what Sid stole is a Zeio Nut. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. Okay, a Zeio Nut is used in breeding chocobos. To get the ultimate chocobo in the game, we need one Zeio Nut. So now that I have that Zeio Nut, and I have the enemy skill, I'm going to get back in the Highwind, and we're going to head to an island that you can't see. But if you kind of like head directly across from Cosmo Canyon, you should be able to find it. So I'm just going to fly over to kind of to the, western continent. And the only reason I'm showing you the path that I'm taking is just to show you where this island is. If it was on the map, I would just edit this out. So here we are. We're kind of in the Cosmo Canyon, Gongaga area. And if you head directly south from here, eventually there should be an island appear right here. And you gotta land it just right, because one thing about the Highwind is you can only land on grass. See, for instance, if I try to land right here, it won't work. And apparently reverse doesn't work with my controller, so I'll just land right here. And you want to run around in here on Cactus Island to encounter Cactur. And Cacturs are a Final Fantasy, they're not as big as Biggs and Wedge, but they kind of appear, I think, in most Final Fantasy games. And these guys, now we're going to take use of another materia that Sid has on them. So we're going to use level 4 Suicide, because they're a level 4, I think they're 40 or 44 or something. And we're going to use Tifa to manipulate them. Tifa is just not having any luck with Manipulate today. So you want to morph the Cactar, and Manipulate just allows you to at least get one shot at morphing in. Yuffie needs to heal up. Okay, so Yuffie's healed. So we'll just... Cure 2 is good enough. We'll have Sid use Morph. And this is Tifa's turn. That's now the Cactar. Okay. So, unfortunately, Sid didn't manipulate him, but that brings Tifa's turn back, so maybe she can manipulate the second time. Nope. Hopefully he doesn't run away. And now you want to try to morph again. And there we go. Changed into Tetra Elemental, and that is an accessory that we'll make use of in the game. So just to show you, while the ribbon's nice because it does have that elemental status defense, we're gonna get a materia in the game that we can actually use to kind of make a ghetto version of a ribbon. And if you check the Tetra Elemental, it drains fire, cold, lightning, and earth attacks. So that's pretty good. So I have one. I'm gonna get two more so that I have one for each member of my party. And I'll be back once I've gotten my other Tetra Elementals. Okay, so I'm back. I got the Tetra Elementals I wanted, and you notice how I'm outside of the Chocobo farm. Yeah, well, I forgot. I said we were going to start this episode here, but I forgot to do it. You want to run into the Chocobo Ranch farm and just buy one Mimic Green from Choco Billy in the stables. Just buy one Mimic Green. You'll see why very soon. We could start Chocobo breeding right now, but the Gold Saucer is currently closed, so it makes sense just to wait till the Gold Saucer's open. And if you've never done it, you'll see why soon. Okay, another thing I did is before this episode began, with Tifa, I had her with the third enemy skill, and I learned every enemy skill all the other characters have, with the exception of Laser. So I learned Frog Song from the Touch Me's in Gungaga Village, Magic Hammer from, I believe it's the Loco Weeds or Razor Weeds on Wutai. I learned Death Force from the Adamantium on the beaches of Wutai. I learned Mantra Magic from Custom Sweeper in the Midgar area. I learned the Question Marks attack from the Jerseys in the Shinra Mansion. And I learned Chocobuckle from Chocobos around here at the Chocobo Ranch. Laser we cannot learn until we enter the North Cave. You can only learn it in that brief period of time when you're in the Coral Prison. And after that, you have to wait pretty much till Disc 3. So I'll get it eventually, just can't get it now. Okay, once we've done that, Red 13 said something about heading south. And if you look at the map, there's one country or city south that we haven't explored yet. So let's head on over there. So we're heading to the continent of the town of Mideel. Or Mideel, or it's Mideel. See if I can land here. And that's that town right there, so let's head on in here and see if we can find Cloud. Okay, before we search for Cloud, first things first is you want to run into here. And all of a sudden you can hear the Chocobo music, and there's a white Chocobo. First things first, talk to this person. And this woman or man, basically what this person is doing is they're going to be in every store trying to buy everything because of what's going on with, you know, the moon and everything. Huh. And I think my game crashed. Oh, nope, never mind. So you want to talk to the white Chocobo. It's never taken that long. And basically, so give it the Mimic Green that you bought. It will also take a Silcus Green, but technically we could go buy them, but I haven't shown you where to buy them yet. We'll worry about that later. So after you give the Chocobo the Mimic Green, it's going to be a little more receptive to you, so you're going to want to tickle it behind its ear. And it's going to give us a materia for tickling it. And we received the Contain Materia. Contain's a useful materia, not just for spells, but if you pair it with added effect, it can put like Petrify and a bunch of some other elements on the enemy. So we'll use that eventually, not right now. What you want to do is you basically want to go to every store now in Wutai, And you want to talk to that crazy person that's trying to buy everything up. So next we will go down here. You can hear the music again, and there she is with her chocobo, trying to buy everything. Oh. No, I want to talk to you. You aren't hoarding up goods too, are you? Okay. So now we want to go to the weapon shop. I am going to want to get weapons, but first things first, I just want to talk to that character. So you can head on in here. Hey, come over here. So talk to them, and not much time left. Never know when that moon's going to come crashing down. When it all comes down to it, the world's about money and material things. Gotta buy, gotta buy, gotta buy. Okay. And next things, you want to check this door out. Wonder if it's locked. So we could buy weapons from this guy, but first things first, we're going to head over here and run up here. Now, you can't go in that building that I'm looking at with the, it looks like it's boarded up, basically. We'll go in there soon. Can't go in there right now. And the only thing that you can get in here is accessories that aren't really worth it. So I'm just going to run over here, and you can hear something as we walk across this board. So what if we try to check it out? Ah, it looks like an old key. Receive the beat-up old useless key. So now if we head back to the weapon shop, maybe that key will work on that door. Okay. Alright, get out of the way. Okay, so we'll try to use the key on the door. Use the beat-up old key. Speaking of tight. And the key snaps off. Whoops. So the owner of the weapon shop is going to be like, hey, did you do that? Lie your butt off! No, you want to tell him the truth. And he's going to say, you mean the one to that door? Yeah, that's, it's not a door there, Tifa. It's a wall. They just painted a lifelike looking door on a wall. Why, you say? To make it feel like you could pass through it to another world. So that's kind of odd, but for trying that, we get the Curese Ring. Now what the Curese Ring does is it boosts all your stats when you equip it, but it puts you under death sentence. However, Death Force you can actually use to counteract that effect. Maybe next episode I'll show it to you. I don't think I'll have time this episode. So once you're done with that, you can talk to this guy, and I'm just going to show you what you want to buy. Oh, nothing's left. Just kidding. How can I help you? So I'm going to want to buy Crystal Sword for Cloud, Crystal Glove for Tifa, AM Cannon for Barret, Crystal Comb for Red, Crystal Cross for Yuffie. Hold off on the Crystal M-Phone. Get the Partisan for Sid. Gonna skip on the Winchester because pretty soon we're gonna get the double barrel rifle, which is another 255 hit percentage weapon for Vincent. And we'll get 3 Crystal Bangles. And that put quite a dent into our gil, as you can see. However, there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna sell back. But I'm gonna take care of that off-screen, probably between this episode and next episode. So now that we're done with that, we came here to find Cloud, so let's go find him. You might be saying, where is he? Well, you want to run down here and through here, and you're going to talk to the dog. And Tifa can sympathize with that, and she's going to overhear a conversation. So Tifa was asleep for a week, and about a week ago, this guy washed up on the shore. A poor, pokey-headed young thing. Really long sword. I wonder who that is. Spiky-haired person, long sword. Apparently he has blue eyes. I don't remember if I actually thought Cloud had a different color eyes. But whatever. And Tifa's gonna say, wait a minute. Where is this person? Must have drifted from somewhere pretty far away. Yeah, the northern continent, that's pretty far. It's pretty simple. First place we go, we find Cloud. So, the villager's gonna say, oh yeah, he's just up there at the clinic. So let's head on to the clinic and let's get our party back and continue on with the mission. We don't really know after we find Cloud what we have to do. Kate Sith is going to eventually tell us what we have to do. Okay, Doctor? Doctor? Yeah, one of our friends is here, dickbag. What do you mean? I really don't care how his condition is. We just want to get him back in the party. I got cure spells. I got White Wind. We're good. Okay, he's in a wheelchair. I don't know if that's supposed to be wheezing. But basically what happened is Cloud, when he went crashing through the crater with Sephiroth, he wound up in the life stream and got a very high dose of Mako and has Mako poisoning. In fact, it's so advanced that the doctor's never seen it this high. He did have some Mako exposure prior to that, which we'll learn about, even though he wasn't in the soldier, but Cloud's brain was pretty much broken by Sephiroth, and then he got that high dose of Mako. So he doesn't know who he is, where he is, or really what's going on right now. And of course, Tifa's brokenhearted by this. She just found Cloud, and yeah, he's not exactly alright. Why do we have to wait outside? We're his friends too. You and your aqua eyes, or you're wearing sunglasses indoors like a piece of shit. And I'm gonna have to say something because I don't want the comments. In 1 second. It's about Tifa. She is crying, viewers. I don't need suggestions about anything else she is doing. She is crying. So, pretty much sucks for Tifa. Everything that happened with Cloud in the northern crater. And then she was asleep thinking she was going to be executed for 7 days. And then all of a sudden, boom, we found Cloud, but he's got a whole host of other problems. So now Tifa's going to come out of the clinic, and she's basically going to tell us something that we have to walk back into the clinic for. And the doctor says once again, yeah, he's got Mako poisoning. I've never seen a case this bad, and the Mako-drenched knowledge was infused into his brain, and it's more than a typical, normal human brain can take. But in the end, the doctor's going to tell us, have hope. Yep, fell into the life stream, was carried down here. You don't see it right now, but the life stream actually flows directly underneath Mideel. I'll just call it Mideel. We'll find that out eventually. We'll see it eventually, just not right now. Yep, so Tifa's going to say, I have something to tell you, but instead of telling you, we all have to walk back into the clinic. Yeah, there's something I want to say to you, so follow me. Whatever bullshit clickbait statement that is, Tifa. And you can probably guess, if you haven't played this game, what her statement's going to be. All she cares about is Cloud, so she's going to stick by his side. And Sid and Yuffie understand. She's going to thank us for understanding and apologize. And now it's pretty much time for us to get back to the High Wind and just let the rest of the gang know what's going on. So let's get back to the ship. And of course Barrett's pacing around. What are we going to do? What can we do? Well, we kind of just can't wait for Cloud to get better. There is this thing called Meteor up in the sky that we need to do something about. Luckily, the Shinra spy has some news for us. Huh. Oh, what, your news? Is it you're a spy? Well, luckily, he told us he was a spy. But apparently, that's supposed to mean that both Heidegger and Scarlet are up to something. So let's listen in. Okay, there's Rufus. That's Heidegger, Palmer. I don't know if that's supposed to be T-Seng in the back. Okay, so Shinra says, gotta destroy Meteor and gotta remove the barrier around the northern cave. Yep, so the place that we were the previous episode, there's now a bubble that's pretty much protecting it. You can't get in there. Oh, Heidegger's already solved the first problem. Huge materia from each region. Ding, ding. So that's going to be our quest as soon as we're done here. So it's high-density, special type of materia made through a special compression process in Mako reactors. Oh, wow. 330 times the strength of normal materia. That's pretty good. I don't know if it's going to stop Meteor, but that's definitely pretty damn good. Okay, I mean, that might work. I mean, maybe if you have, 5 or 4 pieces of it. What if that doesn't work? Yeah, what about the technology? Well, we gotta get the huge materia first. So they've already collected the materia from Nibelheim, which we'll manage to probably grab in transit eventually. So there's huge materia in Coral and Fort Condor. So he's already dispatched troops to Coral, so that's telling us where our next stop is. So all of a sudden Barrett's really angry because it's his hometown, even though they hate him. Yeah, they've already pretty much killed everyone in the town. What else can they do to it? Oh, Red 13's heard about huge materia. Some reaction, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, we definitely can't let Shinra get a hold of that huge materia. So our next stop is going to be Coral, but first things first, we need to select the party. And Barrett says, of course, I'm the leader. Well, he's not gonna be the leader. Oh, and he finally realized that he's actually not cut out to be a leader. Yeah, you are a little hot-headed. Of course, the person we're gonna pick to be a leader isn't exactly the most mild-mannered person, either. Yep. Why is everyone looking at me? And Barrett says, yeah, Sid's the leader. Doesn't matter, Sid, it's pretty much you. And you are pretty much controlling the crew of the High Wind. Sid's gonna look around and decide, yeah, why not? I can be the leader. Yeah, but we gotta try, Sid. We definitely have to try. Stab me in the heart. So there we go. So the operation room is waiting for you. So we gotta head to the operation room. We gotta talk to that guy to create a party. Why we can't just create a party, I don't know. So... yeah, we're gonna head to the coral reactor when you're ready. Oh. Look at this. Yuffie's right here. So, yeah, that's pretty much letting us know that she gets, like, airsick or seasick. So head to the operations room. We'll talk to this dude. Let's see. I'm gonna take Barrett with me, and I'm still gonna take Yuffie. And I'll worry about... I want to show you one thing that this guy can do. He can restore your HP and MP, so that's pretty nice. You don't have to worry about wasting a tent. So I'm going to take Yuffie along with me. Sid has to go, of course. And because it's Coral, I am going to take Barrett. I'll get Barrett's Materia situated because you can't just swap... I don't think you can just swap out Tifa's Materia. I believe it's already been just taken off of her. So, it's going to be... yeah, it's going to be it for this episode. If you talk to the pilot, you notice that he's a new level. He's level 6, and he's not exactly scared. So, I'll talk to the pilot. I'm not going to have time to show the Curese Ring today, but I am going to head off to Coral, and we'll worry about getting the huge materia. So actually I'm going to touch down here. Well, no, I'll get over to the western continent. Next episode, there's going to be a couple things that we're going to do, some of the side stuff that I didn't get to this episode, because I wanted to get on with the story. And once we do that, it'll be time to take on the Coral Reactor, which, if we fly over here, if you remember, North Coral is located by the Gold Saucer. So, even though I'm going to do some stuff next episode before everything, this is where the storyline will actually progress next time. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like the video, smash that thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time.